Dancing, the word itself scares me. The act is almost impossible in my mind. I think for the first time I'd introduce myself as a person who's not afraid to have a conversation. So I'd say, let's have one. And I'd say I'm very talkative, open-minded, very direct, because that comes with my profession, being a TV person. So don't mind if I do offend someone, because it's not intentional, it's maybe just honest. Dancing, the word itself scares me. The act is almost impossible in my mind. But I think dancing, I don't have a particular song in mind, but dance itself is an art, and any music or no music or just being happy makes us tap our feet. And for me, that is dancing. So I don't really have a particular song, but yeah, that's pretty much about it. I think it's just that when you realize that your life has a worth, your life has a meaning, and you're different and unique, and whatever you do has your own personal touch, that inspires everyone. It's just that a lot of us, especially in a society like Nepal, we listen to a lot of advices from our family, from our relatives. Our relatives tell us, you should be a doctor, you should be an engineer, maybe you should do IT because it's quite hip these days. And in that process of listening to a lot of people, we forget what we really want to do. So from a very small age, I was very vocal. I remember as a kid, I used to use my study table, put it vertically up, the portable one, and I used to just speak to a empty room. One day my mom caught me and she asked me, what are you doing? And I blushed and I said, nothing. So my mom even remembers this. I was probably 6 years old. So that's when I realized I liked narrating stories. I liked being vocal. And that's why I chose the field that I am in today, television, where I can be both. I can be vocal, I can be seen, I can have stories heard, I can narrate not just my stories, but stories of so many people. So it's just a realization. If we just think, ask questions to ourselves, like what am I good at? What do I enjoy doing? What makes me happy? Without thinking about the financial backup, or without even being concerned about is that a pride-related occupation or career, then I think everybody gets to do what they want to do in life, and that is exactly why and how I am in the position right now. First of all is being fearless, because to have ambitions and to actually think that far is very important. A lot of people get scared. Second is to see your team member as family, which I truly do, and to make them realize that no job is actually small, and for that you have to be an example. A lot of times what happens is, like during Namaste, we have a team of 6-7 of us, from editor to sound engineer to photographer, makeup artist, to even the one who actually shines the set every single day. So there are times when the cleaner is absent, and what happens is I have to take off my shoes and start polishing the set. So these are the examples we have to set as leaders, and it is truly important. What we see going wrong in a country like Nepal is leader has to be that bossy person, who's always feared of, and everybody's scared to love that person. So I'm completely the opposite of it. So 3 things. I think to be very ambitious. Second is to treat your team like family, and also actually behave like one, not just because it's important, but you feel the familyness in that group, and you're just a natural. And third thing is to have patience. Patience in terms of when things are not working on your favor, you have to wait for the right time and just think with a cool head. Patience in terms of when a job is not done right, you cannot just scold an employee, or you cannot just scold anyone in front of anyone. You just call that person and say, alright, this was not done properly, and perhaps this is how we should do. So giving chances is what patience actually leads to. So all these qualities lead to each other. So 3 main is ambitious, considering your family and your team as family, and third is being very, very patient. In 10 years time, actually I see myself having my own television station, not just one show that I'm doing right now, or not just focusing on one project, but why not have a television station that produces amazing shows that are creative, that involve a lot of youthful ideas, and of course a lot of young people in the team. So actually I'm giving myself 5 to 6 years, but 10 years is still flexible enough. But that is my ultimate dream, and from there I want to just keep on growing along with a lot of people who will be involved in that station. Back in 2011, 12 and 13, 14, so 4 years, I used to work in the far western part of Nepal in Assam and advocate against chowpari. Chowpari is a tradition that we know of right now. A lot of people now know. Back then many didn't. So it's a period when a woman is menstruating, she's kept away from the house in a small hut, and there are a lot of cases where these women, they die of cold during winter or suffocation because they're burning twigs to keep themselves warm, because they don't have blanket that the family doesn't give, and it's considered impure and all that. So what happened was I used to travel almost twice every month. And first time I traveled in Mangalsen, which is the headquarters of that area, far western area, I walked around. This was my first visit, and there was this hut, not hut, but there was this small house, and there were like 10 to 12 girls, and they were chatting. So I went to them and I spoke to them, and then they said, Mangalsen is still a really developed place. So what we do is we don't have small huts, but we have this house, which was formerly a Red Cross workstation. But then once the project was over, these guys left, and now we use it as a chowpari place. So we all come and have fun and all that instead of secluding themselves. So I said, yeah, okay, but still not a very positive thing to hear. In 2 months' time, I visited the place almost 3-4 times, and the hut is still there. A year later, I went there with a team, and we were shooting a documentary on chowpari. So I said, okay, we need to shoot this part as well. So I went to the same hut a year after I started visiting Far West, and then no one was there. Waited, and it's like perhaps no one's having their PD studio or what, And then I asked the people, and then these guys said that this place has been banned for like almost 3 months now, because women in Mangalsen, they don't go practice chowpari anymore. They stay inside the houses, so no one comes to this place. And that was when I believed that if you think that change will happen, then it will. You just have to give it time. You just have to constantly, be in that force where change will slowly happen, and you don't see that gradual process. But ultimately, when you do it, it's very surprising. It is very pleasant. So that was very satisfying for me. That was one moment which added more fuel, more push to the advocacy program that I was carrying forward. And it never stopped from there, but yeah, I'm starting it again now. One piece of advice is don't be scared to speak your mind, be it to your parents, be it to your mother, be it to your partners, your friends. Always try to be honest, Honesty comes with a lot of bluntness to it, but then at the end, when people appreciate, if people appreciate, that those are the right kinds of people, the company you should be hanging out with. So I always say, be fearless, if something is wrong, say this is wrong at that moment itself. Even when we have a conversation with someone, or I don't know, anything, a few moments now we say something, and later when we recap that in our mind, we say, perhaps perhaps I shouldn't have said this, or should have said this, we recap that moment. So once you recap it's no use. So initially, if you're blunt and honest, you don't have to remember a lot of things. And I think people like people who are direct enough and tell them the truth in their face, rather than hearing it from some other place, or maybe hearing it in that full good version. So I suggest people, advise people to be fearless, speak their minds in terms of their career, in terms of their love relationship, in terms of any mistake they have done, and if they want to confess to their parents, why not? You know, when you do that, you build slowly, you build such a strong bond of trust between another people and between two individuals, and it is incredible the strength of that bond, that trust, that is an outcome of being direct and honest. It's incredible. So be fearless, always.